Alright, hey everybody, welcome to another episode of TW Local to Global 1987. We're here booking some GCW. And we're here on June 23rd, 1997, booking GCW Fuel 123 in front of 9,365 people. Here's Fuel. We got our pre-show. Frankie Lancaster versus Adrian Adonis, and Adrian Adonis gets that victory in 3 minutes to 41. Next up, we've got a tag team match. We've got the Godwins defeating George South and Ron Killings on the pre-show as well, when Henry O'Godwin pinned Ron Killings with a slap drop. I don't know who this Ron Killings is, but he's got some potential, I think. 36. We didn't actually sign Truth, by the way. He's just a one-off. Chavo versus Hobo Riggs. Chavo gets the victory with that Tornado DDT. This is our pre-show main event. Yeah, big win for Chavo. Gets a 65. They have great chemistry, so we might have to put this match on an episode of Fuel at one point on the main show, even though it's only getting a 51. Alright, we're opening the show with the Syndicate cutting a promo. Jesse Ventura, Ken Shamrock, Steve Austin, and the Big Show. Paul Bearer also there to help Shamrock and Big Show. And Steve Austin and Diamond Dallas Page come out, and tonight in our main event we're going to see DDP team up with Steve Austin to face The Rock and Ken Shamrock in a tag team match. The Rock, of course, going to face DDP on pay-per-view, and Ken Shamrock's going to face Austin. So 88. Dean Malenko versus Al Snow. Dean Malenko gets the victory with that Texas Cloverleaf, gets a 79, and afterwards Eddie Guerrero comes down and brawls with Dean Malenko. Booker T gets a promo, and Shane Douglas ends up coming out. These two face off on pay-per-view for the Intercontinental Championship. Juventud Guerrera gets a victory over Jado in 5:34 with that 450 splash. And then directly after, Rey Mysterio gets a victory over Gato in 6:58. He gets a 70. And afterwards, Juventud, who is still at ringside, beats down Rey Mysterio. These two facing off for the Cruiserweight Championship on pay-per-view this Sunday. Chris Benoit cuts a regular promo on Chris Kanyon. He faces Kanyon for the Hardcore Championship. Kanyon is the champion. They'll face off on pay-per-view this Sunday, which is also going to be showcased this episode. Then we've got 3 big matches to close out the show. No more angles. Triple H versus Chris Jericho. Triple H gets the victory over Jericho in 10:23. And that this gets an 86, which is fantastic, especially for 2 future stars of the company. Triple H with an 84, Jericho with an 88. Triple H and Shawn Michaels team up against Chris Jericho and Chris Candido for the World Tag Team Championships this Sunday at Defiance. So this gets an 86. Speaking of Shawn Michaels, he faces off against Satoshi Kojima in 15:52, gets that victory with that sweet chin music, gets a 99 rating, and that's not even our main event. This is also a Summer Series first round matchup, so Shawn beats Satoshi Kojima, advances in the Summer Series, where he will be facing The Undertaker in the next round. So Shawn versus Undertaker, it is July 14th. It's going to be the match. That's when it's going to be. But we're not done with that first round yet, even though we got a quarterfinal match at Defiance, Steve Austin versus Ken Shamrock. So 99 right here for Michaels versus Kojima. And then your main event, Diamond Dallas Page and Steve Austin defeat The Rock and Ken Shamrock when Austin pinned Shamrock with that stunner. And 85 for Austin, 59 for DDP. 59 for DDP. I'll have to go look into that. Shamrock with 76, The Rock with an 89, 94. And we end our show with a 90. That was a fantastic show. I knew Shawn and Satoshi Kojima were going to get a really good rating. I wasn't expecting a 99, but I was expecting a very high rating because those two are very talented. Both of which are going to be getting pushes in 1998 after the draft, after the brand split. So, yeah. Alright, let's get into Rival Pro Wrestling. We're booking Rival TV, and I'm not going to be showing the booking process of this episode because I have a pay-per-view to book. So we'll be right back with the results of Rival Pro TV. Alright, we're here for Rival TV, number 42. We're starting off with Marvelous Mark Merrow. He's cutting a promo on RVD and X-Pac, who end up coming out, RVD first, and then followed by X-Pac. Tonight, Marvelous Mark Merrow faces off against X-Pac in our main event. So this gets a 49. Steven Richards gets a victory over Art Barr in our opening contest. Thanks to that Stevie kick. Unfortunately, don't seem to click, but still gets a 45. The Dudleys are cutting a backstage promo. They face Edge and Christian for the World Tag Team Championships next week. So 36. We got a Rikishi hype package making his debut soon. Exam gets a victory over Sean Stasiak with that pump handle slam. Unfortunately, they don't seem to click. And Exam pulled a 21. He was off his game tonight, of course. Usually he gets 90s for the future of GCW, of course, future of Rival Pro. Exam does still get the victory in his debut match. Stevie Ray cuts a promo on Goldberg, gets a 57. Main event, Marvelous Mark Marrow defeats X-Pac. That's good. That's pretty good, 62. And after that, we've got ECMO, Chemo, and Marvelous Mark Marrow beat down RVD and X-Pac to end the show with a 54. ECMO and Chemo, the Samoans, are going to be Marrow's new enforcers, the new insurance policy. So Marrow will acknowledge all of that next episode. But we're not done with this episode just yet. We've still got one pay-per-view to book. We've got Defiance. So I'll be right back with that show. Just one moment. Alright, we are here, ladies and gentlemen. GCW Defiance 1997 in front of 13,874 people. We're opening the show with commentary. Jim Ross, Kevin Nash, and Mauro Ranallo are opening the show. They run down the card. We're starting off with Juventud Guerrera versus Rey Mysterio. And Juventud loses to Rey Mysterio. And Mysterio is once again the GCW Cruiserweight Champion. This is his 4th time winning the title. This gets a 90 just to get the crowd off to a hard start. Gets a good match, good Cruiserweight action. I'm happy with this. Next up, we've got Steve Austin versus Ken Shamrock, and Austin gets the victory and advances in the Summer Series, which means I have the Summer Series bracket right here. Here is where we're at. We've got Steve Austin making it to the semifinals. He will either face Kane or Mankind, who will have their match on July 7th on Fuel. Also in the quarterfinals, we've got Undertaker, Shawn Michaels on July 14th. But our next episode of Fuel, which is tomorrow night in the game, on June 30th, we have the final 2 matches of the first round. Perry Saturn versus Lance Storm and Brian Pillman versus Farouk. And those two, the winners of those will face each other and then face the winner of Undertaker and Shawn Michaels in the semifinals. But regardless, Steve Austin advances to the semifinals. He'll either face Kane or Mankind. That is left to be seen. 83. Next up, we've got J.J. Dillon. J.J. Dillon has a big announcement. He announces the introduction of a new championship in GCW. He presents it in the ring. It is the GCW United States Championship. So, how will we decide a new champion? Well, it's very simple. At Summer Showdown in 2 months' time, 60 days, basically, 2 wrestlers will be facing off for the championship. They will be the Hardcore Champion and the Television Champion. Those belts will be retired at the pay-per-view. And the new champion, or the champions at that point, will face off in the Summer Series, in the Summer Showdown main event, or not main event, Summer Showdown pay-per-view for the U.S. Championship. There you go. Finally got it. So, the Hardcore Champion right now is Kanyon. He's facing Chris Benoit tonight. Eddie Guerrero is the Television Champion. He faces Dean Malenko tonight. So that has an impact on the new United States Championship match at August's Summer Showdown. 83. Intercontinental Championship. Shane Douglas gets a victory over Booker T. This did very good. I did not expect a 99 from Shane Douglas Booker T. Let me be real honest with you. I expected maybe 77 or some shit like that. But Douglas pulls a 91, and the creative finish helped them because they got a 99. I'm over the moon. I'm very happy. Booker actually gets a good match. And Shane defends the Intercontinental Championship, so 99. Next up, we've got Chris Benoit versus Kanyon. Another 99, Chris Benoit defeats Canyon with the Crippler Crossface, and we have a new GCW Hardcore Champion, and it is Chris Benoit. And I believe he's the first man to win the IC television. Did he win the television championship? I can't remember. Surely. Did he? I cannot remember for the life of me. No, maybe he didn't. So 99. He is the first man to win the IC and Hardcore title. No, because Mankind won it. Never mind. Ignore me. I'm spewing nonsense. Television Championship, another 99, as Dean Malenko defeats Eddie Guerrero with that Texas Cloverleaf. Yeah, lack of psychology for Eddie and Dean. Get real. Dean wins the Television Championship after Teddy Long aligned himself with Dean Malenko, costing Eddie Guerrero the match. I didn't write it, but that's what happened. So Teddy Long is now with Dean Malenko, and Malenko is the television champion. Another 99. Can we keep the streak going? We've got the tag title match next. So Shawn Michaels and Triple H versus Candido and Jericho. 96. Close. So Shawn Michaels and Triple H get the victory over Chris Candido and Chris Jericho. We have new GCW World Tag Team Champions, and they are D-Generation X. So 96. But we're not done. We've got our main event. It's Diamond Dallas Page challenging for the GCW Championship against The Rock. 91, alright, I'll take it. The Rock wins the match with a rock bottom after interference from Taz. And Rock makes defense number 4 of the GCW Championship. Taz officially screws DDP in the main event, costing him and allowing The Rock to retain the GCW Championship. We end our show with a 91, 399 matches. Fantastic. So we're going to tell Eddie Guerrero, we're going to tell Shane Douglas deserves some props. Chris Benoit deserves some props. And Eddie Guerrero. Or no, I already did. Dean Malenko. Financial report, $7 million for that pay-per-view. Popularity goes up a little bit. We're not going to do a media scrum tonight. Alright, that was a good pay-per-view. Fantastic for Defiance. I'm happy with it. A lot of 99 rated matches. I'm really still surprised by Shane Douglas and Booker T. How that did so well. Go to hell, Johnny Ace. Defiance, 4.3 million viewers. 8.61 buy. Defiance has risen to an above average event, which is good. Siege in Scotland is our next pay-per-view, and it's in Scotland, of course. It's on July 27th. Summer Showdown is on August 31st. Then Vendetta, I didn't make a logo for it yet. Halloween Hell, Resolution before Revolution, and then Revolution, Aftermath, No Love Lost, March Massacre. Alright. I'm happy with this. It was a good rated show. And I forgot I need to... Nation, that's no longer a team. There you go. Alright, here are the champions to end the show. The Rock is still the GCW champion. Rey Mysterio is the new Cruiserweight champion. Chris Benoit is the new Hardcore champion. Shane Douglas still the Intercontinental champion. Dean Malenko the new Television champion. No U.S. champ yet. And Triple H and Shawn Michaels the new World Tag Team Championships. Champions. Yeah. Champions. Thank you guys for watching this episode of GCW. Make sure to like if you like this video. Subscribe if you want more. We'll see you guys in the next episode where we will be continuing the summer series as well as presenting Fuel number 124. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.